Hi, my name is Carmen, and this is my speech 2 for CST 100, and this is my audience.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Alright guys, so how does amazing food, great wine, incredible architecture, sunny beaches, and flamenco music say to you? I think that it sounds very tempting, right?
Yes, it does.
Well, alright, I invite you to come with me into a journey to the culture and life of Spain. So I wanted to ask you guys, did you know that Spain is the 4th most visited country in the world, just behind France and the United States and China? And you would think, oh, 4th country, but taking into consideration that Spain is pretty small, it's just slightly bigger than California, I think it's a very, very impressive number. Spain is the 52nd country in size in the world. And all these numbers are according to the United Nations World Tourism Organization. And even though it's small size, Spain is a country full of life, vibrant, and with great diversity and history. So people that visit it, they find themselves enchanted by this country. So today I wanted to talk to you about Spain, and we're going to start with the geographical situation and a little bit of the history overlook of the country. We're going to also talk about the different regions of Spain and the different traditions of these regions. And then we're going to finish with, of course, something very, very important for all Spaniards, which is the culture of food and wine. Spain is situated, it borders with France to the north, it's separated to France by the Pyrenees, and then to the west with Portugal, and to the east with the France in the north and the Mediterranean Sea, and Africa and the Mediterranean Sea to the south. And it makes, this location is what makes Spain climate and weather so wonderful and so attractive to a lot of tourists around the world. Because the climate is temperate, it's not extreme in the summers or in the winters. So people find that they can find great weather pretty much year-round. We should briefly talk about the history of Spain, and of course briefly because there is so much to talk about. But I think that to learn a country, to find what a country is all about, you need to know where that country comes from. Where the civilizations before us, what they left behind, the legacy that they left and that still lives on in the life of Spaniards today. So as I say this, for example, in the north of Spain we find the Celts. The Celts occupied Spain and they left a huge legacy of Celtic music. The music in the north of Spain is the pipes, and traditions really wonderful, such as queimada. Queimada is one night a year where people outside burn this alcohol, and they say a prayer as they're burning it, and then as you drink it, it's supposed to purify you and take away all the bad spirits and the bad feelings. So it's a very Celtic tradition. The Romans, of course, left us amazing architecture, such as the Segovia Aqueduct, and also they left us the government, the religion, and language. There are some of the contributions that we have in the life of Spain right now. The Muslims taught us how to do cropping, and they put in place the first irrigation systems. And that makes farming possible for the first time in Spain. Of course, they were also responsible for food and language that still live on in Spanish culture today. And of course, when you say Spain, Spain is famous for flamenco dancing and bull riding, but there is so much more to Spain. There is amazing artists, and just to name a few, we have Goya, we have Picasso, we have Dali. So it's really rich culture that very, very famous all over the world. So I wanted to talk to you about the differences between the different areas of Spain. Like the south and the north are very diverse, the climates are different, the people characters are different. But one thing is common in Spanish culture is that people are very outgoing, and we like the outdoors, we like socializing, we like spending time with each other. People in Spain value their free time, and they enjoy a very relaxing and laid-back style of life. Something that might be shocking for visitors, while they always feel welcome and part of it. Like Spaniards, for example, we don't believe in personal space, and so we will touch you, we will get really close to you, and the Spanish way of greeting somebody is to kiss you in both cheeks. So that's something that foreigners might find a little weird or intimidating at the beginning, but it's something that is great. And I was saying the diversity in the north and the south is so that the traditions are very different. Like, for example, in the east of Spain, in Valencia, they have a festival called Tomatina, where just this day people go over the street and they just throw tomatoes at each other, just for the fun of it. So it's a very weird tradition, but it happens, and it's like that. Of course, most everybody knows San Fermin, in Pamplona, the running of the bulls, where they just, they block the streets and they let the bulls run and, do all kind of crazy things. And then, of course, in the south we have Feria. Feria is just the festival of the flamenco, where, you just, women dress in these beautiful flamenco dresses, and they take their abanicos out and they la la ole, and they just dance around and they drink sherry wine and they eat amazing food. So you can see the diversity and everything that Spain has to offer to, most anybody can enjoy any of these things. So talking about food, I have to say that a study made by La Caixa in 2010, I found that it was very, very interesting, because they said that there's a ratio of one bar or restaurant per every 129 Spaniards. So that's crazy. So one bar per 129 Spaniards. So that tells you that Spaniards are really crazy about food, their food and their wine, and they make a social event out of it. So the most typical way of eating Spanish food is tapas, and tapas are now popular everywhere. Everybody's doing their own tapas. Every country is doing small tapas, and tapas is just a small dish that people gather around and they share. It can be anything, like I have right here chorizo and cheese, some olives. So any of these things just put around a table will make fantastic tapas. People sit around, they eat. It usually takes hours to eat, and they just enjoy this with wine and with friends. So it is a wonderful way to spend a meal. So in conclusion, I think Spain would be a great place for anybody to visit. I encourage you to, if you haven't done so already, visit it maybe on your next vacation. So today we have traveled together through the history of Spain, the regions and the different traditions, and of course the Spaniards' love for food. And I just want to thank you all for being here today and for giving me your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bravo.
you.
Well done. That's great education.
Okay.